What's up, everybody? It's Ben back again with Boosted Brothers Racing. I've tried to make this video a couple times now, and I want to give it another shot. So today we're going to introduce my car, Howie Dowit, to the channel. So Howie Dowit is a car that I have built over the past couple years, and this year I spent pretty much the majority of the year testing it and actually entering a couple of races. So far, it's gone really well. The combo. Maybe we could start at the back and kind of give an idea of what we got cooking here. It's still got an 8.8. It's got a rear 5-gallon fuel cell, fabricated wing from Drag Solutions, which is awesome. The 8.8 I kind of built myself. My buddy did the gear set on it after I screwed it up once. But it's got a 410 gear, it's got a spool, 35 spine strange axles, it's braced by me, aluminum diff cover, the Motion Race Works drive shaft speed sensor, stuff like that. Moving forward, fuel pumps. It's got two MagnaFuel 750s, so it's got plenty of fuel. I thought I was running out of fuel, and it actually wasn't that, but now I'm set up to run a lot of fuel. So, strange drive shaft. It's got a power glide in it, 180 straight cut first gear. Inside the car, give you a little feel for it. Cage was all done by me. I actually have a video on that if you're interested in how that cage went in. It's a Road Race car cage. It's got a PPP Precision Performance Product shifter along with a shifting bracket that I made utilizing a Jag shift solenoid. A couple of standard stuff, Kirky seats, pretty well fully gutted. It's still got glass all the way around and all the factory body panels. One power window. That side still works, which is actually super convenient. And I actually, at the time, was like, it's not worth the extra 10-pound save. It's nice to be able to roll the window down to get the car on and off the trailer by myself. Motion Race Works column, 7-inch Howie dash. It's run on a Terminator X. And then kind of the thing that most people are interested in, still got a 2-valve in it. Single turbo. I started with a S475. I ended up having to go bigger. It just wasn't enough turbo. So the hot side and cold side was all custom built by me, including the turbo headers. What else? Good rods and pistons, Manly crank, modular head shop cams. Right now it has factory unported 2-valve PI cylinder heads. Check that out. A lot of people, I think it's an LS. It clearly probably doesn't sound like an LS, but because it's got that cast intake elbow with the LS throttle body, which helps free up I/O space on the Terminator X, not running a Ford IAC. Yeah, you can see the old girl right there. That all comes down. It's got a 4-inch aluminum downpipe on it. And this season I put quite a few laps on the car. I guess I don't know the for sure number, but I would say upwards of somewhere between 40 and 50 probably. It's got to be at least that. And it hasn't treated me bad yet. I did a compression test just the other day on all the cylinders, just kind of end of the year compression test, just to make sure everything was kosher and everything checked out. So soon I'll be pulling the ethanol out of it, putting it back on 93, and putting it up on blocks for some winter upgrades. Before we talk about winter upgrades, I am going to hit you with some video here of little teaser shots of of me testing the car. It was kind of my last opportunity to test the car and see what it would do on some really, really bad virgin surfaces. So hopefully you enjoy that video. Made some minor changes. Put a 1/4 psi more air pressure in. I'm going to try to just leave before I get to 6 psi and see if it'll take it. We're back. So I just want to talk really quick about the channel moving forward and what it's going to look like. So this car is I'm ending the year on in a good spot. You know, I'm about 1/10.5 to 2/10 shy of really where I want to be at our local surface to be what I would consider like super competitive in our like small tire class, which is that's not USA small tire. That's like local Wisconsin small tire. You know, the group of cars we run with. You know, I'm close to being competitive with them, and I think a couple of small things can get me there. Number one being converter. It's got just a Jegs, I don't even know what they call it. It's a Jegs TH400 converter in it, so it's nothing special, and it's gotten me really far. But I was at the end of the year, I was, no matter if I was on 30 or 40 pounds of boost, it would run the same mile an hour out the back. So looking at the drive shaft curve, you could tell it's just blowing through the converter. So I need to address that, and that'll probably be the number one thing that I sink my money into. I'm hoping I can stay away from the super expensive like bolt together stuff and get something that will work that's not crazy expensive, even though that's kind of usually not how that works. So I got to do a converter. The next thing is the front suspension of this car is pretty much all factory, except for it's got 9010s and coilovers on the front, like a coilover conversion kit. I think it's a UPR kit. So I'm going to for sure do K-member control and lower control arms. Try to shave some weight off the nose of the car. Try to get the weight bias a little bit more in line without having to add more ballast to the trunk of the car. With that, I'm really hoping to be able to buy a set of TRS long travel struts, and then valve by him and spring spec by him, just to kind of get the nose under control. I was to the point where I almost had to hit it harder to try to make it wheelie harder to try to not upset the chassis, and that's just not. You're just losing time in the 60 foot. If your front wheels are off the ground, you've got problems. So I know that that's an issue, and hopefully I can address that. The next things, IO box. I'm almost positive I'll get that because I'd really like front and rear shock data. And there's quite a few other things: pan vac, coolant pressure, a lot of little sensors that I think would be great to have in my data logs. And then if I get to it and there's just spare cash laying around, I contemplated tubing the front end. It's all, nothing's tubular up here. And then also moving the radiator to the rear of the car. The biggest bummer about the radiator to the rear of the car, maybe I could show you, is that everything is just kind of going to have to change up underneath here. Whoops, can't see nothing yet. Let me get my flashlight out. So you can kind of see the rear end. You can see the two magnifuels. You can see my trans cooler. And what I'm going to kind of have to do, I think, is cut out the spare tire area, which is where my fuel cell is currently sitting, and move the fuel cell up, fabricate something special, and then put the radiator up underneath there. Probably have to get brand new fans, and then I got to figure out whether the mechanical fuel pump or mechanical water pump that I have on it right now will be enough. Otherwise, I'll have to buy something really fancy, I bet, and expensive, and fabricate up a way to mount that, and plumb it in. And then I got to run really big lines to the front and the back. And if I got to run really big AN lines, that gets expensive. So we'll see about that. But for sure, converter's probably number one, because I honestly think I could probably pick up somewhere between 3 to 5 mile an hour with just a converter, and not including the mile an hour at the back. I bet you just in the way it flashes in the converter and hits the tire, I should be able to get it after it harder sooner, and I bet you I should be able to pick up a 10th with just a converter for sure. So converter for sure, front suspension. Now let's talk about my brother's car, which is why I think I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I think the majority of the reason why people are here is probably because of my brother's car. We started as a budget Fox body build. He refers to it as Red Foreman. That's the name of his car. And it's all changing. So we've been through quite a few different iterations with his car, but now he is going to an aftermarket block, small block Ford, twins instead of the single, and kind of reworking the whole car to get it closer to like a final iteration or something that he can hold on to for a while and be competitive, not only in our local scene, but hopefully have the ability to make enough power to be competitive traveling around. So look forward to that. I'm really going to try to push myself to at least like a monthly upload. His car will probably be in my garage when we're not building the engine. So the fabricating of that will probably land on me, and I'd really like to do a monthly upload of what we got cooking there. So until then, we'll see you guys later.